Urban America has benefited from the 25-year economic boom and bull market that the U.S. has indeed experienced. But as the economy continues to decelerate, as we were just talking about, the job losses in L.A., New York City, and Detroit are building. Are the boom times over? Let's find out from a CEO who knows more about this topic than virtually anyone in the world. He's one of America's greatest financial innovators, and he's focusing on revitalizing downtowns across the U.S. of A.
Amen.
Welcome to Richmond McCoy, CEO of Urban America. Thanks for coming to the show.
Oh,
It's a
thank
great
you.
pleasure and honor to have you here on our show for Happy Hours.
Oh, the pleasure is mine.
So we're going to take the same question and sort of apply it to you that we were talking with Dave about. And I was just saying, as an individual in your own house, you shouldn't even care about the macroeconomy. Do the people in urban America need to care that Detroit and New York City are facing major layoffs?
Absolutely.
I think so, too.
Yeah,
Okay, so
because
That was the one
talk
point
about
that I would disagree with Dave Ramsey.
what's really happening is this economy is weak in so many sectors. Everyone always talked about getting into this global economy, but never did we imagine that a pipe blowing up in Iraq, an oil pipe in Iraq, would increase the cost of your milk in Detroit or in downtown LA. The cost of energy is affecting everyone's life. So as the economy gets weaker in other sectors, it's going to affect other people because of the load on the government's getting heavier and heavier in terms of the benefits.
So are you personally making changes in your portfolio? Are you taking steps to counter a downturn in this economy? What are they?
Well, actually, our entire strategy has been to invest in urban markets, to invest in mass transit areas, and to invest in parts of the real estate community that really would continue to thrive long term. Our focus is in buying supermarket anchored shopping centers in urban markets where it's really hard to duplicate that land to recreate it. Invest with colleges and universities that are domiciled in urban markets. They're not going anywhere. And the health centers. What's happening is in many urban markets, they call them the graying of America, where the seniors are coming back there because that's where the health care is and the students are there. So it's all tied together. So we're actually very well positioned. People can no longer afford to commute 20 miles or 30 miles to come back in. I filled up my car yesterday in New Jersey. It was $90. And, you know, it's a big hit for a lot of people. So they're having a choice between groceries and gasoline. Will they go to the movies or not? So it's having a very big effect. And people have to get a lot smarter about how they're spending their discretionary dollars.
And Richmond, then what would be the trading opportunities as you see, you know, you're saying that people are moving back into the urban areas, back into the cities,
Yes.
one because of the high gas prices. And I think people are finally saying, you know, getting fed up with maybe 2-hour commutes and saying, maybe I don't need the McMansion, I can live closer to the city in a smaller place. Well, as far as investment-wise, what would be the companies that people would look to that if this boom continues?
Well, you know, you look at New York City. New York City has done extremely well for a long period of time. The employee base is good here. Why? Because there's such a large housing stock, affordable housing stock with large populated.
In New York City? Where?
In the boroughs.
Okay.
Compared to other cities. But that's why corporate America comes here. So you're looking at other cities, really on the fringes are the areas now that need to be redeveloped, near the mass transit, areas that maybe at one time weren't so attractive, but now because of their proximity to the downtown markets, they're really going to be a realistic place. The areas that have to worry are the suburbs because people are leaving there, homes are being foreclosed on, the revenue base is gone. Those are places that just aren't going to be, you know, viable places to live any longer. So it's really coming back into the urban core near those centers where the employee base is, where the mass transit is, and where there's a wide breadth of talent to work from.
We continue to see these bailout packages for real estate, for the banks involved with real estate, for mortgage lenders, anybody involved in the real estate place. None of it seems to matter. Where the prices continue to collapse, there is no capital flowing into it. Is there anything that the government is doing, can do, that would change things? And when do you see real estate doing some sort of a bottom in the urban areas?
Urban areas, I think, are doing better than most areas, but not all cities. There's only a few sections of the country that have been able to hold their value.
Are they the next to pop, or are they going to bring things back up?
I think they'll increase in value, but I do think most markets have a long way to go down. There's nothing on the horizon that's going to change this economy, is there? You're seeing everything
innovation.
Well, yes, that'll happen. Perhaps as we get some new leadership in Washington, there'll be some innovation.
Oh, new leadership.
about new leadership? What about entrepreneurs?
Okay,
What about
okay,
individuals?
No,
Richmond,
that's important because you're going to need. Go ahead.
The one question that I always have with the whole debate between the suburbs and the inner cities, the urban areas, is that, you know, people love to shop at like the Walmarts, the Home Goods,
Yes.
you know, the where they can get good deals, but you
big
can't fit them in cities.
Yeah, well, it's been a challenge, but you know what? Those big box stores are now becoming much more creative. They're doing smaller centers. Walmart now has just a grocery store, standalone grocery store. Target has a number of multi-story stores. Walmart in downtown LA, that's 2 stories, which they said they would never do, but the sales per
Really?
square foot are so strong. But the consumer needs these discounted prices.
Absolutely.
It's the only way that they can survive today. So I think cities are changing zoning. They're going to let them come in now.
I just got to take issue with the very last point. The consumer does not need any more strip mollification of America.
Well, he's saying they'll be in big 2-story, like brownstone buildings.
Fine,
I
so the
tell
strip
you, Home
mollification
Goods,
phase
you
is
can't
over.
beat Home Goods.
But the tax incentive and subsidies for the big box companies, you know that's not ending. They got too much power with the Democrats and Republicans.
Richmond,
Thanks,
thank you so
Richmond.
much.